was just trying to work out when this happens. I've never met this guy, and he's been harassing me for months.
Girlfriend, the friend, they change her, dude. They change her personality.
This time I kept my headphones in and tried to ignore him.
Don't come near me.
You don't like being stared at and watched while you work out. It makes you feel uncomfortable. Don't do it to other people, old man. The guy at the gym that I was staring down, yeah, I'm talking to you, man. Stop it. It makes women feel sad.
I hate all men, but when he...
Yo, I'm so sick of this. T.
So if we are still confused about how to get a man at the gym, this lady right here is a prime example of what to do. Number one, wear no underwear at all. And number two, thirst trap like hell. Stick your butt out as far as it will go and make it do it.
Now I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. For a long time I thought I was the only person that really noticed that. You know, because you'll see it sometimes and you'll be like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought I was the only one that noticed that, like, some ladies like to walk around with, like, no underwear on. And I'll just be like, okay. That's because you can't really do anything about it. You're not supposed to do anything about it. But I just thought I was the only one. Because, like, it's actually a lot more common than you think. You know, I was actually at Walmart and I saw a lady dressed similarly, you know. And you know, sometimes women will walk around in sports bras, like they're a shirt. That's weird. It's a weird thing. Odd, peculiar. But she's like in her gym wear, like what you would see if you saw a lady at the gym. Sports bra and like yoga pants on. And I was like, she ain't got no underwear on. And then I checked out. So, I mean, it's like you can't really do anything about it, but I thought I was the only one that noticed that. I thought it was just me. I'm glad to know it's not just me. I just wanted to, I feel like I'm a lot less alone in the world.
Before I physically show you guys what you should actually do, if you find a girl attractive in the gym, she's good looking, you guys have made eye contact a few times, she's kind of hovering around you, passive aggressively looking at you, you're working out in the mirror and she's working out, but she's kind of looking at you out of the corner of her eye. Yes, women do this.
Now, I'm aware that they do this, but do you not realize the issue you're setting up here, my man? I don't think you do, but it's a little bit of a problem here.
They slowly but surely give you little small choosy signals. They throw you little hints, right? Because they don't want to overtly take action. They don't want to come to you and say, hey, I find you attractive. They don't want to get rejected. And women don't like being told no, ultimately.
You know, I mean, considering the fact that women are, well, people, and people don't really like being told no, I think that kind of goes a little without saying. I don't think anyone really enjoys being told no unless they're a masochist. And
so they'll do small little things, kind of like you're on a machine and then she's on a machine next to you. Then you go to another machine and somehow she's on that machine next to you, kind of by you. Then you're on another machine. She's still kind of hovering around you. She wants you to talk to her, okay? But you just got to kind of look at the signs and understand, okay, this woman is basically by me.
you know, you basically just described a scenario where a woman is following you around the gym. Did you not recognize that essentially what you just stated essentially amounts to if a woman finds you attractive, she's going to follow you around and hope that you notice that she's following you around and looking at her so that you will initiate contact with her. But what's interesting still is actually what comes after you state that.
So what you don't want to do, number one, do not stare. Okay, if you're gonna stare at a woman, you might as well just go up to her, talk to her. I got the 3-second rule I teach a lot of my clients: 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. If you have not went up to her and approached her or talked to her, just let it go. Continue to work out, continue doing your grocery shopping, continue doing whatever you're doing, because now you're coming off as a creep, and now women are like, okay, is he gonna talk to me? I mean, what is he doing?
So that's a little bit of a double standard now, ain't it? I mean, if a woman follows you around, that's her choosing signals. If you stare at her for too long, you're creepy. You don't think that being followed around might be a little bit more creepy than someone stationarily standing in one location looking at you intentfully? I mean, if anything, I would imagine them to both be pretty equal in the creep factor. In fact, the only thing that actually kind of really makes the woman who is essentially following you around not creepy is the fact that you think that she's hot. Now, here's the thing. I'm sure a lot of other people here, maybe you guys are a little bit more astute, but you probably picked up what I put on the table, right? I mean, this is an obvious double standard, which isn't exactly a huge problem, which I will explain, but it is something that we need to acknowledge at first before we move forward. You do recognize that, like, glancing at someone constantly is just staring at them. The only reason you do it constantly is to not get caught looking at them. That's why you glance quickly. It's so people don't think that you're creepy for staring at them. But it's essentially the same thing. You want, if all things were totally fine and you weren't going to be caught and you weren't afraid of the social ramifications or situations, you would just stare. And in the scenario in which it's okay to go talk to a woman, you have to first be pre-selected for the woman for the opportunity to talk to her by the fact that she follows you around. Now, let's be real, guys. What is the difference between staring at somebody and following them around? Well, the difference is when you stare at somebody, you're at a far distance from them. If you follow somebody, you're constantly right next to them and then paying attention to them constantly and then moving to where they're moving. You guys see what I'm saying here, right? What I'm essentially saying here is that most behaviors of which people indicate interest or attraction is friggin' creepy. The only difference is the fact that, as Darius states, this is a attractive woman, a hot woman that has pre-selected you. So it's okay for her to follow you around. It's okay for her to hover and hope that you say something. And it's okay for her and you to glance across the room at each other because you're both attractive. But if it was an ugly girl, nay, if it was a man who did that, now you're coming off as a creep. Which, if you want me to be honest with you, I'm of two minds. One, I'm actually not really entirely bothered by the double standard here, because the double standard isn't technically a male-female one. The double standard is an attractive person and an ugly person one. Because again, if Fatty Bobatty were to have participated in the same behaviors, pretty sure most men aren't going to be comfortable with that. Maybe not most men. There might be a couple of shallow men that'd be upset with it. But you're probably going to be a little weirded out if some dweeby girl who was into anime and had buck teeth was following you around, right? And she kind of smelled a little bad. You'd think she was a bit creepy. Probably in the same way any young lady would find any male she doesn't find attractive to be, well, creepy. Fair enough. But the thing that's kind of interesting to me is not just the fact that this is just a blatant double standard of like the attractive and the unattractive. But it's also whittled down to the double standard of like male-female relationships. And the reason why is pretty simple. It's because men spend so much time. I mean, there's like this whole internet philosophy. Maybe you guys have heard of it before. I think it's called like, the Scarlet medication, where guys sit around and talk about ways to, attract women and like have relationships with them. I think it was like the title is like some kind of offshoot for some old movie that came out in like the 80s. It was the 80s, maybe it was the 70s. I don't know. But okay, joking aside, there's a whole like philosophy and like a whole subsect of like channels on YouTube dedicated to trying to help young men attract women, and thus most people, because men are oftentimes coming from a deficit, don't really see that this creepy behavior coming from women is creepy behavior because they don't get any attention from women. So getting that type of attention from a woman actually seems like a benefit because you're making her break social conventions. Now, interestingly enough, this is actually something a lot of unattractive people feel. Yes, people. P-E-O-P-L-E. Because even unattractive young ladies feel the same way. There are a lot of darker fantasies I won't get into today. That is just this encapsulated. Being so attractive that you force people to break social conventions just to get into contact with you. And if not just social conventions, downright breaking the law, which I'll go into detail one of these days. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is, again, not so much to argue against Darius because he's wrong. I don't really particularly think he's wrong. I don't really think that this is incorrect as something that happens in the world. In fact, I think we've all seen it and we've all experienced it from one side of the coin to the other. But the thing that's interesting is the fact that there's a lot of mental games being played rather than people being upfront with each other. Because, honestly, this is a little goofy. It is a bit goofy to kind of have to be pre-selected and like pay attention to your environment and hope you get selected by the woman and have her come to you, and then you still have to be the one to engage with her. Now, to be quite honest with you, some women that just want you are going to engage with you. Like, they really are. Some women are never going to notice you. Not because you're ugly, but because they're doing something. In fact, when most people are out and about, they're probably doing something. Most people don't go outside to just exist and like walk around and look at the scenery. Most people go to malls, they go to the pet store, they go to the grocery store, they go to the park. Now, the park actually is an environment where people kind of just walk around and exist. But even then, they're still probably doing it with other people. So maybe the park environment, yes. Libraries, people are probably reading. Most people don't go outside for no reason. So it's goofy to expect, even in the gym, it's goofy to expect that someone's going to notice you. So in reality, what makes more sense is you just go up and talk to people and shoot your shot, and you probably will get rejected because in reality, well, let's be fair to both men and to women, if you're a man and you're going up to go talk to a woman, like, she recognizes that, you're a dick-to-dick salesman. Like, that's because that's what you are. Sorry, but you're trying to sell her some dick. So if a woman is like, this guy's trying to give me some dick. Let me think a little bit about this. Could I get some dick from this guy? That's what they're thinking. And that's fair. Like, and as men, we have to accept that that's fair for women, right? Like, because that's what we're doing. Like, even if we're not trying to give them the dick that day, we may not be trying to give them the dick that month. But at some point in time, we're trying to give them some dick. So it's fair for women to be like, can I get some dick from this guy? That's fair. And we have to accept that. And it's fair for women to be like, I don't want the dick. And go about her merry way. I think as men, we have to accept this. But I think as ladies, they also have to accept that when they broadcast a huge broadcast, like, they don't understand. Like, I think this is what women need to understand, okay? Women, they gotta understand. This is the best analogy I got for you guys, okay? Like, imagine that we all have, like, a receiver, right? We're all radio, like, receivers, right? And women are putting out a radio wave that says, yo, I want some dick. And we're all getting that message when we see jiggly butts in like spray painted on gym shorts that are jiggling about. That's what we're reading. Because I'm gonna be honest, and this is where I'm gonna respond to the first part of this video. These women, let's be real, right? Like why are they in the gym? Like, why are they there? Like, why did they buy a gym membership? Like, you guys know. Like, you know, right? You know, I know, they know, we all know. Their entire objective is to be attractive. That's the entire reason why they're there. They're not there because they want to test the mettle and strength and the possibilities of the human body. They're not there because they're training for some type of sport or something important they really need to do. They're there because they want to get a nice big fat ass so they can present it to Chad and get something for it. Or Tyrone. Or Instagram. Or OnlyFans. Or whatever. Maybe their future husband. Who really knows? The point is, they are trying to be attractive. And as men, we all recognize that, and ladies, you guys are trying to be attractive. And we're all getting that same radio wave. We're all getting that same broadcast. And some of us are more willing to act on it than others. And the more polite men are probably never really going to act on it because they've been told to not act on it. And so what happens is, instead of us trying to foster relationships kind of like naturally, where like we talk to people that are in the same environment regularly and we just try to be friendly with them, now we kind of have to play a little bit of a mental game. Now we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I really do mean we're kind of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Without the card games. We're literally trying to figure out each other's hands. We're literally placing our face cards down and trying to figure out what move our opponent's going to make. What kind of options do they have? What can I do? What kind of combo? How can I summon this monster? How can I do X, Y, Z? You're constantly trying to figure this out when in reality it should be as simple as, hi, I thought you were cute. You come here often, I figured, let's chat. How you doing? And that should be perfectly serviceable. And it should be also serviceable for anybody, male or female, to say, not interested. Sure, it will hurt your feelings, but I guarantee the vast majority of you people, if you politely talk to individuals, especially, okay, not at the gym, but especially like out in like public somewhere, most women, because let's just be fair, it's mostly men going up to women, most women are going to be like really, really nice to you. In my experience, I very seldom ever really get harshly rejected. Most women are very, very, very polite. I mean, very polite. They're very nice. And let me tell you another thing. That gasses them up. They like it. Women love that. They love it. They love it when men approach them. They may not accept you. They may not give you your phone number, but they're not going to be bothered. They're really going to like that. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Women do like being approached. So, again, within reason. Like, you can't just be like, hey, yo, mama, let me get them cheeks. That's obviously an exaggeration, and obviously no one's going to like that. Okay, maybe one woman, but like, don't try it, okay? Like, seriously, don't try it. But the reason why I kind of wanted to talk about this, not too long, but a little briefly, is because there's just so many games being played. There's just so many rules and so many things we gotta figure out. And it's just like, fam, you really have to just hope that someone notices you while they're off doing something, and then hope that the woman comes around you, and then she has to hope that you notice she's around, and hope that you muster up the courage to say something, and hope that you even find her attractive, because you might not even think she is attractive. You might not even actually like girls that go to the gym, and you like nice fluffy chicks. You might, maybe. She doesn't know. No one knows. And so you have to, we should be able to just talk to each other. And we have fostered such an environment between males and females of so much like fear and so much mistrust and so much anger and just rivalry that just shouldn't exist. Because, ultimately, what are you trying to do with this woman? A lot of people, women included, are just trying to use each other. So of course there's a lot of mistrust. And so what we need to do, and it's not going to happen overnight, but we got to calm down, we got to take a deep breath, and we have to stop looking at each other as the enemy that we're trying to beat in a card game, and a friend and a partner we're trying to have in life. Because that's the seriousness of bonding yourself to a woman, particularly sexually. Like, the goal needs to be far beyond tonight, far beyond a date 2 weeks. It's got to be, can this woman, am I finding the mother to my children? And that's a heavy thought. And it's a heavy and very important thought that you as a young man need to have. This isn't a game. This isn't a card game. This is life. This is important. Doesn't mean that you got to treat it like it's like game over, like this is the final boss battle. But you got to be chill. You got to be relaxed. And honestly, you don't have to wait for choosing signals for women. Just go talk to them. Just say, hey, what's up? And most of them may already have boyfriends. Most of them may reject you. But I promise you, they're going to be polite. Most women are not assholes. Most women are not crappy people when you try to go up and talk to them. If you're polite to them, if you're kind, if you're direct, and you say, hi, I thought you were attractive. I just wanted to see how you were today. They're going to respond in kind. They're probably going to say, thank you. I have a boyfriend, or thank you. Whatever. They're going to probably say thank you and be really sweet on you. Most women, they're not monsters. And you don't need to play these games. And that's the main thing I'm trying to get in this video. Darius, it's not bad. I don't think he's wrong. But it's just, it's more perpetuating the toxicity between men and women instead of relaxing the situation between us and getting us to just be like, hey man, you want some dick? I want some wop. Let's figure it out. So with that being said, I actually hope you guys got something out of today's video. I highly doubt it, but if you did, go and click the like button. Nah man, shoot, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below, and as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.